Thelma! Oh my goodness, Thelma! I saw your surprise! Good morning, Thelma. You want to tell everybody your secret? You want to tell them what's been going on? I want y'all to notice something. She's mad. She's mad and being very protective. I'm not going to reach underneath here. See that yellow? Thelma's not yellow. Thelma hasn't been yellow for a long time in her life. Look at, do you see what I'm seeing? Thelma, we want to see the baby. How about some worms? Would you like some worms to eat? Okay. Yummy. I know, that's a lot of worms. You got hay in your mouth, baby. Oh, she's been so hungry. She's been working hard. So today begins. Oh, look at. Today is the beginning of hatch day. I knew we were close because there were times where Thelma would get up and move around a little bit. I know, baby, I'm backing up. But she hasn't gotten up in the last 3 days. And I know whenever that mode happens to them where they know that they can't move for any reason, that it's close. Oh, I want this little baby to come out so bad. I also am just curious as to who else is cracking. And I'll say this, ducks have a really rounded bill. So how do they crack it open? Like, I know how chicks do. I know, baby, I know. I just brought her some fresh water, and then as I walked by, I brushed all of the hay into it. So fail on that as well. I know, baby, I'm sorry. I know you're working hard. I'm not gonna touch your baby. I'm not gonna touch her. Only if she walks out to me. He, she, I'm not sure. Can I touch you? No? Okay, I won't. I don't want to stress you out, Mama. I'm gonna back up. So Thelma has been here for about 30 days. And if you remember, Thelma went through a pretty rough time of where I thought that something was horrifically wrong with her. It was wrong with her. She had a niacin deficit. So her body, what I think, was egg bound, which is happens. It happens to ducks, but sometimes it can be caused by a vitamin deficiency, and her little legs weren't working. So we pulled her off of here, brought her into the yard, and basically nursed her back to health. And it took several days, 5-6 days, somewhere around there. And all of a sudden, she was standing. And then all of a sudden, she would take a few steps and not fall forward anymore. And from what I thought was potentially a baby or a duck who is being paralyzed from being trampled on, or I didn't know what was going on, all of a sudden she bounced back. And then when she found herself that she could walk, oh, look at Pablo came to visit her. He wants some of your worms, baby. I know, you don't want him anywhere near us. All of a sudden, I found her back over here sitting on a pile of eggs. Now under her, I think are goose eggs on top of duck eggs. So I'll be honest, underneath her, that little yellow fluff pile underneath there could very well be a goose and not a duck at all, which would be cute. Oh, Pablo came to share your water, baby. He came over here to have a drink with you. Is that good, buddy? Well, Pablo is the duck that, well, he follows Jake around everywhere. Yeah, Pablo is actually remarkably friendly. Oh, baby. Oh, you're gonna bite my finger now that I want to touch you? Okay, here, let me love you a little bit. Okay, not as loving as I thought. But he does want to be around, and he does let me pick him up, which is really cool. I did not expect him to come over here to visit Miss Thelma, as she's in her situation. Oh, I want that baby to come out so bad so y'all can see it. The more I sit here and talk, maybe the better it'll be. It's actually a beautiful day for babies to be born, and maybe it has to do with the pressure change. We had a little bit of a storm last night, and all of the humidity is gone today. So it is actually stunning out here. And Thelma is probably going to be an amazing mom. And her best friend Louise has been keeping the other boys busy. Lo and behold, a new guy's moving in. Pablo. This is really cute, actually. Pablo's looking for a friend. You want some of these worms that are left over here? There you go. Thelma did all of this on her own, and I think it's the most amazing thing. And it makes me feel bad for poor Marcia, because this is really all Marcia wanted. But it's okay. Everybody gets their day, Miss Thelma. You know, I had a dream last night, and I have been processing it and processing it and processing it. And I didn't know how I was going to put it in a video or talk about it because it's bothered me. But here I am, and I'm looking at what an amazing day this is with new life in it. And who knows what other new life is to come still. Okay, I'm just zooming on the camera. I'm not going to lean in towards you. Who knows what other new life is to come. But I had a dream last night that I woke up and something told me that that day was my last day. So I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning. And for whatever reason, I knew it was my last day on earth. And that I only had until midnight. That was it. That midnight, my time on this earth was done. And it was the strangest feeling because I wasn't panicked. Not about dying. I was panicked about how I was going to live my last day, and was I going to tell anyone or not? And what was I going to do? Because Xander doesn't live here. Xander lives 13 hours away. So driving to go see him was silly. Flying to go see him also felt like I was missing out on this part of my life too, and being able to say goodbye. So in my dream, I got a hold of Xander and told him I needed him to fly down to Texas today. And he did. And while he was flying, I never told him why. I just told him that I needed to see him and it was important and that I just needed to see him. I called Lester and asked him, you know, just like, hey, could we spend the day together and whatnot? I took the day off from work, ironically. And while I was shuffling and doing all this, I recorded myself and I was writing myself letters. Now, I woke up at noon before Xander ever even got there. Like in my dream, I woke up. And I just keep processing this all. I'm like, what message was that? What am I missing in my life that I'm letting things slide by, or I'm not living today, or I'm so worried about the future? I don't know what that meant. But as I watch new life form right here in front of me, it makes me a little emotional to think about how amazing it is that this little duck could sit here for approximately 30 days on eggs that she produced from her own body and from her friends, and produce this new life right here. I'm sorry, baby. And then to think about my dream and what that meant, and then to think about if that really was the case, if there was some way to know, how would I spend my day? And what would I do? Hey, Maggie, leave Pablo alone. I'm trying to have a serious moment here. Pablo, leave her alone. So I guess I'm asking you all, what would you do? If you knew today was your last day, but you didn't know until the day of, would you tell your partner? Would you tell anyone? Would you live like a normal day? Would you spend the day writing letters to yourself, or not letters to yourself? Would you spend the day writing letters to people you love, telling them, you know, the last things you wanted them to know? I don't know. It's morbid and bizarre to think like that, but I can't stop thinking about it. And this kind of all just tied right into it. Oh, Thelma, we want to see that baby. Please let us see that baby. Okay. Well, new life and something to think about. I'd love to hear how you would handle that and what you think that dream means to me too. I'm open for any discussion here because I don't know. It's a lot to think about. Maybe the next time, maybe later, maybe tomorrow, there'll be more little fuzzy yellow things. Fuzzy babies, Thelma. That's what we're excited about. Oh, baby. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.